Hello. Trial 3. Well, investigation first, isn't it?
Wakey wakey, 201. Got some more questions. Sound the alarm! Prisoner 201's escaped!
Well, you know, with Dad's back on the streets, things will be on the up and up for us.
Keep your voice down. You want that rebel hunter to find us or something?
Come on, we're small fries compared to... Huh?
Another fine day in the kingdom of Karain. So peaceful here. Can't believe it's been 2 weeks already, but this place is really starting to grow on me. Still. Sure was a rough start. Now, to do what I came here to do. See Maya. Her long aesthetic training is finally coming to an end. Before it does, she said something about one last rite she has to perform today. Mr. Wright! A barika. Hey, Albie. A barika. Oh, you mastered the traditional greeting of Karain! I don't know about that, and I guess all that practicing is paying off. Have you gotten used to life at the temple? I'm grateful they're letting me stay here, but the morning started a little too early for me. Yes, well, morning prayers do begin at dawn. After all, you can never pray too much. Daily devotion is very important here in Karain. That's off to you guys. I don't know how you do it. Today's a special day, full of even more prayer than usual. There's nothing better in this world than being able to pray to your heart's content. I can think of a few things I'd rather do. So, what makes today so special anyway? You mean you don't know? Today's the purification rite. It's only performed once a year. That's what Maya must have been talking about on the phone yesterday. Wonder what her role in it is. So, what exactly is Maya going to be doing for this purification rite? What? Didn't she tell you? She's playing the role of Lady Kara. Lady Kara. Kira. Lady Kira. It's only the most important part of the entire rite. It's unprecedented to have a foreigner play such a key role. Wow, it's really something. It really is. Helping out such an amazing person has been the greatest honour of this humble tour guide's life. So, who is this Lady Kira you mentioned? Allow me to explain. Once upon a time, hundreds upon hundreds of years ago, there lived a female warrior who fought valiantly. Let me stop you right there. Is something wrong? No, it's just, I get the feeling I'm in for a really long story. Yeah, I'd say it normally takes around 2 hours to tell. You dodged a bullet there. Oh, right. You're supposed to finally see Miss Maya today. The story can wait then. In the meantime, you can read up on the Wright with this. An English guidebook. Where did you dig this up from? I found it just lying there in the temple library. I figured no one's using it, so I borrowed it. Hey. I had a feeling I was about to be interrupted. Hey, this book belongs to Maya. See, there's a name on the back. Guess there's no harm in keeping this for a while then. Miss Maya should already be at the site where the rite is to take place. Let's go to the Plaza of Devotion. I wonder if Maya's matured any since I last saw her. It's on a mountaintop, so it might get a little cold though. Think I can handle it. It is so cold. It's like the air itself is made of ice. Look at all these people. Well, this is the day we come to offer prayers to Lady Kira, the protector of our land. It's amazing to see how devoted everyone is. Devoted. Right. Couldn't they just as easily do all this praying someplace warmer? This, too, is a part of our religious training. It helps us build strength of spirit and willpower. Further up at the end of those stairs is the inner sanctum. I see. Everyone I've met so far seems deeply religious. Of course we are! After all, Karain is also known as the Land of Prayer. It's said that we Karainis spend an average of 15 hours a day in prayer. What? 15? From the moment we wake to the moment we fall asleep, our hearts are always in prayer. You see all the square flags around here? They're known as prayer flags. They contain the prayers of our people. Oh, he was talking about these colourful strips of cloth. Something written on each one. Such piety is the glory of our people, and... I'm afraid that story's going to have to wait for another time, Albie. Maya should be here any minute now. Oh yeah, you're right. I can't wait to see Miss Maya again. Pardon me, oh noble traveller.
How do you fare, Mr. Wright? It's been many a day.
Who might you be? Maya?
Miss Maya, Paprika. Paprika, Albie. And you, Mr. Wright. May the Holy Mother guide you on your journey. Oh, thanks. Long time no see, Nick. Well, did I surprise you with my act? Yeah, you can say that again. This is Maya Fey. She's a spirit medium from Karain village, back home. She was also my assistant for quite some time. But that was many years ago. Her ability to channel spirits saved me more times than I can count. I sure miss those days. It was a ton of fun being the real boss of Wright & Co. law offices. Now she's here training to be the leader of Crane Village and the master of her craft. Apparently to become the master of the Crane channeling technique, we have to train here in Crane, since this is where the technique originated. Didn't I sound just like a pious nun when you saw me just now? Too bad that's about all I learned from all the training I did.
You haven't changed a bit, Maya.
Huh? And what's that supposed to mean?
She may look a little more mature on the outside, but inside, she's still the same old Maya. I'm actually kind of glad for that.
I heard what happened, Nick. You ended up in court almost as soon as you got off the plane, huh?
Yeah, well, it's kind of a long story.
Where was the accused? But you should have seen Mr. Wright in action. He was amazing. I bet it was another one of your famous seat of your pants come from behind wins, huh? Well, I was almost found guilty any number of times.
Okay, so it wasn't my finest hour, so sue me.
You haven't changed a bit either, Nick.
Ouch. Definitely stings more when it's coming from her. So, I guess you finished the bulk of the training needed to become the master, right?
Oh, you mean the special meditation course for increasing spiritual power? Yep. I've completed the full 2 years. I can finally go home once I perform the purification rite today.
Actually, I was wondering why they're having a foreigner conduct one of their sacred rites.
Well, the High Priest's wife usually conducts it each year. But with a baby on the way, it's just more than she could handle. So the High Priest practically begged me to stand in for her this year.
Well, you may not know all of their customs, but with your training I'm sure you'll do great.
You bet. Just you watch, Nick. I'm going to be the best Lady Curie, guardian deity ever. Kira.
Even... I'd better throw in a few pairs of things to not end up in a flaming disaster then. So, about that garden deity you'll be betraying today. What exactly are we talking about here?
Well, first of all, Lady Kira isn't really a deity in the way we think of them back home. She's a real person who fought to establish the kingdom of Karain a long, long time ago.
Wow, so she actually existed?
And now the kingdom's people worship her as a guardian deity. They believe she appears to protect the kingdom whenever it's in danger. Cloaked in a sacred robe, she's a champion of justice who defeats the kingdom's enemies.
Sounds like something you'd be into.
I know, right? Who wouldn't want to be a kick-butt warrior who takes on evil with a wicked dagger?
Right. Whatever floats your boat. Still, Lady Kira must really be a popular deity if all these people are here for her.
Yep, there's more to it than just her popularity this year.
There's more? So, why is this ride attracting such a large crowd this year?
Because there's been actual sightings, you know, of the real deal. Allow me to explain. A mysterious figure clad in Lady Kira's robes appeared, just like in the legends, and she began capturing members of the Defiant Dragons right and left.
You're kidding, right?
They say it's only a matter of time till she gets their leader, the Revolutionary Dirk, too.
So Lady Kira's a rebel hunter now, huh? It's a bit hard to swallow though. I mean, even if they are trying to disrupt the peace, I doubt the actions of a band of rebels can bring a legendary figure back to life.
I didn't believe it at first either. But there's a real picture of her on the front page of today's newspaper. Sightings of her go back about 2 years. This is the first actual picture of her to ever be taken.
Can't believe someone was able to actually capture her on film. But couldn't this just be some Lady Kira fan, you know, like you, Maya?
You mean like a cosplayer? Those rebels are no joke, Nick. They're trained in hand-to-hand combat and stuff. You think some regular cosplayer can take on people like that dressed in a costume alone? That's why she has to be the real deal. It gives me chills just thinking about it. I bet Lady Kira's spirit possessed the sacred robe or something.
Spirit possessing a piece of clothing. Maybe you should cut back on all those action superhero shows, Maya.
Hey, what's that supposed to mean? You're just jealous that I'm still young at heart. I've got a real office to run now, so I've got to keep it real, right?
I don't know who you're talking about, but that's definitely not me.
You really lost your edge since I last saw you. Those spikes of yours have grown really dull, and there's even one that's drooping.
Let me leave my hair out of this.
Anyway, I swear that the Lady Kira people have been spotting is the real deal. Besides, it's just so much more fun to believe it's true, you know?
I can't believe you really buy all that. Although, I wonder who's under that robe.
But, Mr. Wright, she's the talk of the town. She even gave me this great new food idea. It's gonna be like a soul bun, but based on Lady Kira. I'm calling it the Kira bun.
Talk about a Kira business strategy. Come on, Maya. Just admit it's you running around dressed as Lady Kira already.
I guess the jig is up. What? Is it really true, Miss Maya? Indeed, it is I, Lady Kira. After hundreds of years, I have returned in this lovely young lady's body. What? Only a million of the defiant dragons could see through my disguise. Now feel my wrath, foul lawyer. Hiya!
Ow!
Mr. Wright! Just kidding. I mean, come on. I may be dressing up as Lady Kira for the Wright today, but there's no way I could ever beat up one of those rebel types.
Oh, I don't know. That was a pretty solid left hook she just threw.
Oh, you were just trying to be funny. You really had me going there for a second.
No one can be that naive, right? Well, I hope you enjoy playing superhero at the Wright today.
Oh, when you put it that way, I'm even more hyped about it now than I was already. Oh, I hear the sound of the High Priest's footsteps. I'd better get going.
His footsteps?
During the ride, he wears these really big bells on his ankles. That way I knew he's coming. Pretty handy, right? Well, see you later.
Ugh. I doubt they're actually meant to be a stop slacking warning system, Maya.
Miss Maya is always so bright and cheerful.
Yeah, glad to see she hasn't changed. As in, at all. Wonder if this means her training's been all for naught. I hope not.
It's Acolyte Zealot.
Acolyte Zealot?
Look, He's the one praying in the red and saffron robe. He's a disciple of the High Priest, Abodimmi, and lives and trains at his house. See how he prays in the cold without moving a muscle?
Yeah, I can never do that.
It's Abodimmi. The purification rite is about to begin.
So that's the sacred robe Maya will be wearing during the rite. Looks almost exactly like what that figure in the newspaper photo was wearing. Whoever it is must have worked really hard to copy it.
Please, sir, it's not a good idea to stare like that. You could be struck blind.
Just give me a few more seconds. I mean, this isn't something you see every day. Oh, there's bells on the High Priest's ankles. A lot better than I thought they'd be.
Mr. Wright, it's time to enter the prayer post like everyone else. Those who don't will suffer the wrath of the Holy Mother.
Okay, let's see. First I kneel down and cross my ankles, then I bow forward. Ouch! Great. Now all I can see is the ground and my back is killing me.
You really should have trained for this, sir.
Wait a second. How long are we supposed to stay like this, Albie?
The rite requires that we stay like this until the day after tomorrow.
That's 2 whole days. I don't feel so...
Mr. Wright, are you okay, sir? Somebody, help! Right, Mr. Wright, please, you have to get up.
Oh, my aching... Are we? Where are we?
The High Priest's out at the foot of the Plaza of Devotion.
Guess I passed out from that back pain. Must have carried me all the way here.
Something terrible's happened. It's Miss Maya. She's... Oh, just follow me to the Plaza of Devotion.
Something must have happened while I was passed out.
Miss Maya, she's been arrested.
What? Where's Maya? Just take it easy, alright?
But I'm telling you, I haven't done anything wrong.
You can talk all you want back at the station.
Let me go.
Maya!
Nick, I didn't kill him. I swear I didn't.
Quiet, you. Come along peacefully or suffer the consequences. Wait a second, what on earth is going on? I don't know who you are, but if you don't get out of my way...
Hey, back off, officer.
Emma? Emma Sky? What's she doing in Korain?
I'm so sorry, Mr. Wright, but we're placing Maya under arrest. Alright, take her down to the station, but with respect, got it?
Yes, ma'am.
Nick!
So, what are you doing in Korain, Emma?
It's a long story. Anyway, what are you doing in Korain, Mr. Wright?
Same here. It's a long story, but we can get caught up later. Right now I need to know what happened.
Maya's, well, under arrest for the murder of the High Priest.
Right, the High Priest was murdered? What happened, Emma? Please tell me everything you can.
Well, basically, there was a murder during the rite, as it was being performed last night. The victim is trust in me. The high priest who was presiding over the rite.
Wait, hold on. Last night? You mean to tell me an entire day's passed since the purification rite?
That's right, sir. You passed out for a whole day from your back pain.
I never knew my back's like a ticking time bomb. I better take better care of it.
The murder took place at the inner sanctum, where the rite was being held.
The inner sanctum?
It's the place where the spirit of Lady Kira is enshrined. It's through that gate over there and up at the top of the mountain stairs just beyond.
Oh, so that's why everyone is offering their prayers in that direction.
Abbott and me and Miss Maya went up to the inner sanctum to begin the rite. Just after they finished their prayer, you fainted in the middle of...
So, who do you think killed the high priest?
Unfortunately, Maya is our sole suspect right now. During the rite, the inner sanctum was off limits to the general public.
So then only the high priest and Maya could have been there when the murder occurred.
Right, plus the inner sanctum is on the side of a very steep mountain. The only way up there is the stairway that starts here at the Palazzo of Devotion.
So that's why she's been arrested.
Also, the crime scene was only discovered after Maya came down alone. She's the one who told the worshippers in the plaza that the high priest was dead. She made a police statement to that effect.
So she was the first one to discover the body. That definitely doesn't help. That makes it even less likely that someone else was there at the crime scene.
Mr. Wright, sir. Are you going to defend Miss Maya?
Yes, of course. There's no way she killed anyone.
Yeah, I don't believe it either. She's been framed. This is really something else, huh, Mr. Wright? I mean, who'd have thought you'd have to take on that horrible court again?
Tell me about it. I never thought I'd have to go through another trial. When the divination seance determines all and defense lawyers are unwelcome. So, what brings you here, Emma?
Back in the US, I was working a case with an international prosecutor from Korean. He told me this is where I could see the latest techniques in international forensic science. Can't believe I fell for it. I mean, just look at this place. It's like we've gone back in time.
Yeah, can't say I've been impressed with the police work I've seen so far.
Still, he said he takes on cases from around the world. So maybe next time he'll have one in a major city somewhere.
Sounds like this prosecutor has taken a liking to you, Emma. After all, it's not every day a prosecutor takes a detective with them overseas.
I wonder. He's calm and kind and almost always has a smile on his face. But it's hard to tell what he's really thinking.
The international prosecutor. Is he the one who handled Trucy's case?
Yes, he is.
I take it he'll be the prosecutor on this one too.
Yes, Prosecutor Shamadi's already been assigned. But Prosecutor Shamadi... Volonka!
You know him, Albie?
Of course, everyone in Karain does. He's a highly revered individual, both as a prosecutor and a monk. If you go up against Prosecutor Shamadi, you'll incur the Holy Mother's wrath.
But it's my job to, as a lawyer.
Oh, right, sorry.
Just great. Prosecutor is also a revered monk in a deeply religious country. This trial is shaping up to be even more uniquely Chinese than the last one.
I'm not sure I should be saying this, but
He's a formidable opponent. Yeah, I heard Apollo had a really tough time, so I'd better give it everything I've got. Anyway, I'm glad you're here, Emma. They treat lawyers like criminals here.
Come to think of it, Prosecutor Shamadi mentioned something to that effect. I'm not sure how much I can help. I'll do what I can.
Really? Are you sure you aren't going to get in trouble for helping the enemy?
He did come down on me pretty hard when I tried to help Trucy in that last trial. Let's just say, I'll help where I can.
Thanks. But don't go getting yourself in trouble on my account, okay? Prosecutor Shamadi sounds pretty strict.
So, first things first, let's start with this. Hot off the press, it's the High Priest's autopsy report. The victim bled to death from a deep stab wound to the abdomen. The murder weapon is believed to be Lady Curie's warbound dagger. It's used during the rite, but the dagger is yet to be found.
Lady Kira's dagger, huh? I think Maya mentioned something about a dagger.
Who wouldn't want to be a kick-butt warrior who takes on evil with a wicked dagger?
Right, whatever floats your boat. Isn't that rebel hunter posing as Lady Kira awesome arm with the dagger? Of course, hers must be a replica, right? Would it be okay for me to go take a look at the crime scene, Emma?
The police have already wrapped up their investigation. The location itself is off limits to the general public, so I'm not sure.
Emma, please, I'm begging you. Just like the police, I need access if I'm to mount a viable defense.
Alright then, leave it to me. I'll explain the situation to Prosecutor Shamadi and the police later.
Thanks, Emma.
You have quite a climb ahead of you, so be sure to watch your step.
Wait, you're not coming with me?
Oh no, I'm not climbing up there again. No way.
Is it really that bad? I wonder if my back can handle it.
You get to go to the inner sanctum? Oh, you're so lucky, Mr. Wright.
Why don't you join me, Albie?
That's crazy talk, sir. If a commoner like myself were to set foot in there, I'd surely be cursed for all eternity.
Because the inner sanctum is off limits for you, huh? Oh well, guess I'll just have to face this all by my lonesome. By the way, what about all the people still praying here? Aren't they going to go home?
The customs of this rite require that they not move from this spot until tomorrow afternoon. It doesn't faze them to have police milling about. Some of them are even off-duty cops.
Well, I guess this is what it's like to live in a deeply religious society, huh? It's really high up and really cold. What did I do to deserve this? At least I made it. I'd better get started while I can still feel my fingers. Who's that? Kind of looks like... excuse me?
It's you! Do you even know where you are? barbed head?
Of course I do. May I ask why you're here, Your Benevolence?
I came to pray for the High Priest's soul. But what are you doing here? This is one of the most sacred spots in Coronism. Unscrupulous lawyers such as you have no business being here.
But I'm not unscrupulous.
Quiet! You dare to find fault with my insights at every turn the other day.
She's still sore about that trial. As you know, Your Benevolence, a murder has occurred and I need to investigate.
But we know the killer is one of your own.
In my country, suspects are innocent until proven guilty. Plus, she is a serious student of spirit channeling who came here to study. So can't you at least give her a chance to explain what happened?
All practitioners from overseas are big, phony balonies. And her wish to train in the homeland of spirit channeling is but a bid for prestige.
Ugh, seems like nothing I say will convince her otherwise. Thanks to that last trial. Tweedledum and Tweedledee really did a number on her impression of foreigners. As the defense attorney on this case, I really need to investigate this crime scene, and I need to do it now. I've even been authorized by the police, so...
What's this? You intend to make a mockery of our sacred hall of justice once more?
No, I simply want to defend my client.
Which means you have come to forge evidence then. I knew all lawyers were criminals. I must now redouble my vigilance.
Ouch, that's unfair. Who taught you to demonize a whole group of people anyway?
My mother and father. Do you have an issue with my parental guidance?
No, I never dare criticize the royal couple. Still can't imagine what the lawyers here must have done to garner such hatred.
I just had the most wonderful idea, Barbed Head.
Why do I have a bad feeling about that glint in her eye? So, what's this most wonderful idea of yours?
If you are to investigate this murder, then I shall oversee your every move so as to prevent any misdeeds, naturally.
What? You want to follow me around the entire time?
Of course. Not that I want to, mind you. And I will not tolerate any objections. Understood?
She can't do this to me.
What was that, Barbed Head?
Oh, no, it's nothing.
Very well then. Let us get this investigation over with. We mustn't stay here in the inner sanctum a moment longer than necessary.
Please don't rush me.
It is not without reason that I insist on a speedy investigation, Barbed Head. I am a direct descendant of the Holy Mother, you see, who guides the people of Karain. As such, I must not sully myself with the blood of a battle that Lady Carrie bears.
Blood of battle? If it's that big of a problem, why don't you head on down now? I won't do anything, I promise.
No, lawyers are never to be trusted. Now make haste so that we may leave here soon. Oh, and one more thing.
What now?
Your victory the other day was but a stroke of fortune. But this time my insight shall reveal the absolute truth. So brace yourself for a defeat, most bitter lawyer.
I will. Now can I get on with my investigation?
As long as you know where we stand.
I better hurry up and poke around for clues before she changes her mind. That lantern looks broken, but it's hard to make out the details from this angle. I'll take a closer look when I'm in a better spot. It's a lantern. And it's still lit.
Of course it is. The sacred flames in the four lanterns here have burned for centuries. Anyone who extinguishes even one of them would be put to death immediately.
So that's why they're outfitted with glass wing guards. Still, I better keep my distance, just in case. So, the moon and these lanterns were the only sources of light up here that night.
The rite is performed by the light of the full moon, because moonlight is a purifying force.
I see.
No touching.
I wasn't going to. Okay. The mountain face looks like a towering wall. There are characters carved into it, but I have no idea what they mean.
There is a prison at the apex of this mountain.
Prison? Way up there?
It is said that Lady Kira laid those she defeated to rest atop this mountain, so that their souls would not spawn evil spirits.
I'm feeling queasy just thinking about being all the way up there. The fact that it's a prison just makes it worse. What an amazing wall painting. So this is Lady Kira.
Do you see that red mark upon her brow? That is the character for death in Koronese. It is a mark of resolve to fight to the end. There are many different marks we make on our bodies, each with a different meaning.
Interesting. Come to think of it, human evidence has marks on your face. So did the High Priest.
The High Priest marks those of a monk, or mine or of a royal priestess. All members of the Koronese clergy have such marks upon them. The shape and location of the marks vary in accordance to the conditions, like status and age. And all records about them are kept at Temple.
So it's kind of like a national ID registry, huh? Is that a weapon in her hand?
Yes, it is Lady Kira's dagger, the very same one used in the rite. It is made to resemble a warbird, the bird Lady Kira fashioned herself after.
So that dagger is the weapon that took the High Priest's life.
If you wish to know more about Lady Kira, you need but ask.
I think she's going to be super relevant to this case. Should definitely ask the priestess for more details later. Let's take a closer look, shall we? Hey, isn't this Lady Kira's robe?
Oh, Holy Mother, Lady Kira's robe is...
I know how you feel, but we should leave it as is to preserve the crime scene.
You imbecile! This is the actual robe Lady Kira once wore.
It is? What the heck is it made of? I mean, nothing should look this good after a few hundred years.
Enough! If I say it's the actual robe, it is the actual robe. That foul murderer shall not get away with this.
It's tough to see a piece of history sloppily tossed on the ground like this, though. It looks like it's been mended a number of times. This robe kind of smells.
How dare you insult such a sacred piece of clothing like that?
No, I mean that it smells like incense.
Oh, I see. The scent you detected is from the sacred incense used to purify Lady Kira's robe. Whenever a rite is to be performed, the robe is first scented with sacred incense.
This still smells like incense now. The scent must have been much stronger last night when the victim was killed. It's been stained red by the High Priest's blood.
The spring shall run red upon Lady Kira's return.
What's that from?
An old legend.
Oh wait, does that mean that the rebel hunting Lady Kira in the newspaper is the real deal? Nah, that's crazy talk. Whoa, this is blood.
This is a statue of a warbird, the bird on which Lady Kira based her appearance.
And all of this blood is from the High Priest, huh?
He no doubt embraced the statue, in the hope that Lady Kira would save him from death. May his soul rest in peace.
Considering the amount of blood, he must have been stabbed with considerable force. There's no way Maya would be strong enough to deliver such a blow. Blood-stained scrap of paper? Looks like some kind of note or letter, perhaps. And it's written in Kuranese, so I can't read a lick.
Let me see that. Once the flame is lit, then... will be... This is simply impossible to read. Wait.
What is it?
This stamp in the lower right. It's the mark of those insurgents, the Defiant Dragons.
The rebel group? What's it doing here? Is there some kind of connection between the High Priest and the rebels? Looks like that about does it for this area. During the rite, the inner sanctum was fully enclosed by this ritual curtain, making this case something of a locked room mystery.
The purification rite is akin to a bathing ritual for Lady Kira. Therefore, it must be closed off from the outside world.
Oh, so the inner sanctum is like her private bathroom.
Indeed. So see to it that you keep it clean.
This flap in the center acts as a ritual curtain door. That's about it.
And what was that shrill scream for just now?
It's just... I'm afraid of heights. I didn't notice it as I was climbing up, but now that I can see all the way down... I guess that flight of stairs from the Plaza of Devotion really is the only way up or down. There's something hanging off the ritual curtain there. These look like those prayer flags down at the Plaza of Devotion.
Except they are arranged like no prayer flags I have ever seen.
How so?
All of these flags have been sewn together.
Hey, you're right. It's like they're one big banner now.
There's something written on a piece of it. Donated by trust in me. Seems this piece is from a donation Abbott me made at some point.
I think I'd better take a closer look. There's no snow here. Maybe it was removed because it would interfere with the Wright?
The day before the Wright, the temperature in this area plunged below freezing. Even the Plaza of Devotion was covered in a layer of white frost.
Must be the elevation. It wasn't all that cold back in town as I recall. This lantern is damaged. The wind guard is completely broken.
Damaged? Was this your doing?
No, I didn't even touch it.
Then perhaps a falling rock struck it. I'll request that it be repaired when we are finished here. Of course, I doubt you will live long enough to see it restored.
I'll be back to take a look. You'll see. The snow has obviously been cleared away here, and the lantern is broken. I still have that camera I brought to take pictures on my trip. I should snap one of this area here, just in case. Nothing else particularly interesting here. This rock must have fallen from higher up on the mountain. It's like the perfect perch for taking a peek over that curtain. Well, up I go. Whoa, what an incredible view. It almost boggles the mind.
Get down from there this instant.
Right, sorry, I'll be right down. It's like the inner sanctum is just slightly higher than the top of that mountain. So that confirms that the stairs from the Plaza of Devotion is the only way up here. It's a statue of a bird. I should take a closer look later. Look, the bird's missing its eye. Feel sorry for the poor fella.
Are you the one who took it?
Of course not.
This statue has been here for ages. I suppose some damage is to be expected. I shall ask my mother to have it repaired.
No wonder there are no lawyers left. I'd leave too if I was always treated like this. I don't think I'll find anything else of interest around here. Could you tell me about this place, Your Benevolence?
I have nothing to say to you, lawyer.
Is that because you don't actually know much about it?
You ill-mannered. I am the Crown Princess of Curaine. There is nothing I do not know. Nayan?
Whoa, where'd she come from? Hey, no cheating.
Silence, barbed head. Nyana's.
Nyana.
Nyana's knowledge is my knowledge. End of discussion.
What is she? Your pocket internet?
This spring is where Lady Kira came to cleanse her body of the blood of battle. And today's purification rite is a ceremony that traces its origins back to those days. Cleansing Lady Kira's robe in this sacred water lends one courage for the next battle.
I see. Thank you for that excellent explanation.
Commoners are normally barred from here, except for the day of the rite.
Who normally controls the access to this place?
The High Priest and his family are responsible for that.
High Priest and his family, huh? Could you tell me more about the High Priest and his family?
Abbot and me lived with his wife and his disciple, acolyte Hooray Zealot. A young man the couple took into their home upon finding him near our kingdom's border.
Speaking of his wife, isn't she the one who usually plays the role of Lady Kira?
Yes, but as she's with child, the role was appointed to someone else. The killer no doubt offered to stand in, as she saw it as a chance to slay the High Priest.
No, you have it backwards. He was the one who asked Maya to stand in.
Then that braggart must have embellished her qualifications.
I'm really not sure how she could. Besides, why didn't you stand in for the High Priest's wife then?
Did I not tell you before? As a direct descendant of the Holy Mother, the role of Lady Kira is forbidden to me. For those descended of Her Holiness must not defile their bodies with the blood of battle.
Oh yeah, you did say that, didn't you? I should probably talk with the High Priest's wife and acolyte the Zealot later, too. So could you tell me more about this Lady Kira?
As an outsider, I suppose your ignorance is all but unavoidable.
Whatever happened to you need but ask.
Yana? Lady Kira was the Holy Mother's younger sister. But unlike her older sister, she lacked the ability to channel spirits. However, it is said that none could equal her skill with the dagger.
The dagger. Well, this became relevant fast.
The Holy Mother guided our souls, and Lady Kira keeps the peace with her dagger. Lady Kira was prepared to die for her people. She cloaked herself in a sacred battle robe and concealed her face as her sister did.
Okay, but who was she fighting against?
Throughout our history, we have been set upon by rebels. Now is no different. Our enemy now is the Defiant Dragons, led by their Sergeant Dirk.
So Lady Kira played a role akin to the police, huh? So what's with the bird imagery?
Lady Kira's robe is fashioned in the likeness of a warbird. It is a fearsome bird that is unique to Kirain.
I see. And what about the recent rebel hunter, Lady Kira? Who do you think she is?
I have heard about her, but I have yet to ascertain the truth. However, I believe her to be a vigilante, or more precisely, a patriot.
So even Princess Rafa doesn't know the true identity of the rebel hunter, huh? That about does it for the inner sanctum. I should probably head back to the Plaza of Devotion and let Emma know I'm done. After all, she's the one putting her neck on the line for me to investigate this place. Whoa, still praying?
The religious devotion of our people is the pride of our kingdom. Come what may, they will continue to pray until tomorrow afternoon.
I will say this. This level of devotion is certainly to be respected. Now, to find Emma. You there, wait. I want to ask you something. Okay. Do you know me, and do I know you? Well, I'm Phoenix. Phoenix Wright. I'm a lawyer. No! No! I want to know if you know who I am. Huh? What should I know? I've never seen you before. This guy's acting real strange. I wonder if he has amnesia or something. I should talk to him a little more, just in case he's connected to the case somehow. Are you having trouble remembering who you are? I'm sorry I offended you. You thought he was going to pull a weapon on me. He's just pulling some snacks out one after another. I'm trying to remember what I'm supposed to do. I know it's something important.
Do you know this man or something, barbed head?
No, I just said I've never seen him before, didn't I? Are you Lady Kira?
You know of Lady Kira? Then you're a Kuranese, I take it.
Maybe. Wait.
Those lizards he's eating.
What? You want one? No thanks, I just ate. Oh, now I remember. Get a load of this. Well? Well, what?
I believe he suffers from a far more serious malady than mere memory loss.
No good, huh? Guess I'll try somebody else.
So, who was that man? And what did he want, barbed head?
I wish I knew.
Hey, Mr. Wright!
What now?
What's wrong? I didn't surprise you that badly, did I?
Oh no, it's nothing. Actually, I've been looking for you. I wanted to tell you I investigated the crime scene. I hope it wasn't too much trouble getting my investigation of the Inner Sanctum approved.
Oh, it was fine. Prosecutor Shamadi gave his okay straight away.
Seems like a rather fair-minded prosecutor.
He said that you would probably give up once you saw the crime scene for yourself. And that moving on before the trial began would be the smartest thing to do.
He must be feeling really confident about his case. Well, just so you know, I have no intention of giving up.
I figured. That's why I prepared a little gift for you. I thought it might help your investigation. Here, it's all yours. I wanted to bring you a bunch of other forensic tools, but they were confiscated at the airport.
Luminol testing fluid. This actually might come in handy.
Also, I made a copy of the crime scene photo for you.
Thanks. All this will definitely come in handy. So, this is what the High Priest's body looked like after the murder. I'll keep this along with the picture I took of the crime scene.
Oh yeah. They're done questioning Maya.
Really? I should go pay her a visit then. Maya, she must be feeling pretty lonely. I should let her know that I'll be defending her too.
Oh shoot, look at the time. I have to get going.
You sure seem busy.
That's because His Imperial Holiness is a real sleigh driver.
His Imperial Holiness?
Prosecutor Shamadi. He's like the world's hardest riddle wrapped in a flowery sash. I keep wondering if it's just a clash of cultures type of thing, you know? Like, he'll ask the most insane things of me without batting a single long eyelash of his.
This Prosecutor Shamadi sounds like he's used to holding some serious clout.
Why do I have such bad luck with prosecutors? First it was the glamorous fop. Now that I'm finally rid of that grating, bling-loving Europhone, I get this guy. Oh no, now I'm really going to be late. He'll probably make me listen to one of those really long sutras again. I'll see you later.
He makes her listen to sutras. Sounds like Emma's got it pretty rough too.
She does not appreciate Prosecutor Shamadi's sutras. What ingratitude. It appears that she too is lacking in religious devotion.
I don't think that's what the problem is there. Yeah. Besides, Emma's not even a Kurinist.
Nick, I knew you'd come.
Maya, she sure looks tired. How are you holding up?
Wasn't me, but no one will believe me.
I have to admit, I'm still a bit in shock. I thought you'd get caught up in something like this, and so far from home. But I'm going to defend you, so hang in there. We can do this if we work together.
This is all my fault. I mean, you came to Karain just to visit me. We hadn't seen each other in ages, and then this happens.
I haven't seen her this down in ages either. Come on, remember who you're talking to. Besides, I thought you'd be used to being the usual suspect by now.
I guess you're right. And you say me each and every time.
Yep, so just tell me everything you can and let's go from there.
Barbed stop stalling and go straight to the matter of true import. We know she is the murderer, therefore it is time for a confession. Your benevolence! What brings the royal priestess to a place like this? I am watching over this lawyer to keep him from tampering with anything in this case. Now, out with it. Confess to your crime.
Please, your benevolence, could you please take it down a notch or 3? Maya, please tell me what you can. I know this must be difficult, but anything you can remember might help.
Sure, okay. I didn't kill the High Priest. I wouldn't even dream of it. I mean, he always treated me so well. Abedimine was an important figure with a ton of duties, including training acolytes. He was really kind, even to a foreigner like me. He even invited me over to his house whenever I was between training sessions. How could I ever kill someone like that?
Sounds like a really good person. I think I would have liked him.
It was so much fun. I got to enjoy meals with his family and everything. And his wife was a master of Pyrenees cuisine. I've never eaten better in my life.
It's like they were a family, at home away from home in this foreign land. Must have been a source of comfort, what with being here for training all alone. But what?
Can't completely deny the charge either.
Huh?
As I suspected, the snake is showing her true colours at last.
Your benevolence, please. I'm trying to figure out what really happened here. So what do you mean you can't completely deny the charge?
Well, during the purification rite, I suddenly got really, really sleepy. The next thing I knew out of me was, you know.
Suddenly got sleepy? So then you didn't actually see the High Priest get murdered?
No, I didn't, but if I was possessed by some crazed spirit while I was asleep, then... What an excuse. How dare you pin your crime on another person's soul? Be honest, what you call training is but an extended vacation in reality. And that training here is simply for prestige. No, it's not like that at all. I'm training to become the master of the Korean channeling technique. A neophyte practitioner such as you becoming a channeling master? I think not. The spiritual power required is beyond the means of an outsider like you.
Rafa seems to really ain't fakers. But Maya does actually have the power to channel spirits. I should let Rafa know. Your benevolence, I wouldn't call Maya a neophyte because she can already
Wait, Nick!
What?
Can I talk to you for a second?
Why is she whispering all of a sudden?
I want to keep my spirit channeling ability a secret while I'm here, Nick.
What? Why?
I'll, explain later. Just keep it a secret for now, okay?
If you say so. What's that all about?
What is all that whispering about over there?
Oh, it's nothing really. I'll ask about this later when Princess Rafa's not around.
Oh, I almost forgot. Nick.
Yes?
About Abbott and me's murder, there was something I noticed that I thought strange.
Oh? So, what was it you noticed?
Well, you probably won't believe me, but
Why don't you let me be the judge of that?
okay, so you know that spring?
The spring. You mean the pool in front of the warbird statue?
Yes, that. The water in there was dark red. When I say dark red, I mean blood red.
Oh, that. Yeah, I saw it too.
You did?
Yeah, the High Priest's blood turned it red.
What? No, that's not what I meant. The spring was red before he was killed.
What? Wait, so it was already red? Even before the High Priest was killed?
Yeah, I noticed it during the purification rite, just before I passed out. It's just like the ancient legend says.
What ancient legend?
The spring shall run red upon Lady Kira's return. That's how it goes anyway. Hold on. Yes, there is the legend about the inner sanctum that says just that. But the water runs red this time thanks to the murder. The water runs red this time thanks to the murder. The police investigation confirmed it. Perhaps your eyes were deceived by the lantern light reflecting off the water. I don't think it was that, though.
An ancient legend, huh? I wonder if it's connected to this murder somehow.
Nick?
Yes?
So, actually, there's one more thing.
What's up with Maya? She keeps looking at over at her benevolence like she's worried what Rafa will think.
There's something I want to show you.
There is?
I found this at the sanctum after I came to.
Is this a letter? It's in Kuranese.
See that stamp on the far left? At the end of the letter? Does it look familiar?
This red stamp here.
That's the mark of Lady Kira.
Oh, right. Looks just like the mark on her forehead.
Lady Kira, you say? Let me see that. Why, this is...
What? What does it say?
Do not perform the rite. I know what you are planning. Lady Kira.
That sounds like a threat. Or a warning. Whoever's pretending to be Lady Kira was pressuring the High Priest to stop the rite.
Yeah, that's what it looks like to me too. Nick, do you think...
Wait. First, there's that ancient legend.
The spring shall run red upon Lady Kira's return.
Now there's also Lady Kira's warning. Plus, with the warband dagger being eyed as the murder weapon... Don't tell me.
That's why she has to be the real deal. It gives me chills just thinking about it. I bet Lady Kira's spirit possessed the sacred robe or something.
Don't tell me. Actually believe that the real Lady Kira returned to kill the High Priest?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
Historical figures don't come back to life. I mean, give me a break.
But you were saying only yesterday how it was more fun to believe that she's the real deal.
Yeah, yesterday. I wish I could keep on entertaining that fantasy too. The fact is, we're dealing with a murder here. Thus, my days of dreaming have come to an end. I'm going to keep it real from now on, and you should too, Nick.
I thought you said I was the boring one because I was keeping it real.
Sorry, I guess I've outgrown that step-ladder argument we always have.
I think you mean ladder, Maya. So, what do you mean by keeping it real?
Oh, so, you know how someone is dressing up like Lady Kira and capturing rebels, right?
Oh, you mean the rebel hunter Lady Kira in the papers?
Yeah, that one. I think that's who probably sent this warning. What nonsense is this? You dare to suggest that Abbot Emmy was slain by Lady Kira? You nincompoop! Eek. The rebel hunter is sure to be a vigilante who loves this kingdom. And it is that patriotism that led them to cloak their identity in the guise of Lady Kira. Such a patriot would never slay the High Priest.
I guess it's only natural for Princess Rafa to see it that way, but can't let it go at that.
Besides, why would such a vigilante want to stop the purification rite in the first place?
I haven't figured that one out yet.
I rest my case.
Still, if this rebel hunter had a compelling enough reason, they might have killed the High Priest after he ignored their warning.
You big dummy. You can't fool me. It was you who forged that warning letter. You are trying to shred your guilt onto our most sacred Lady Kira. Admit it. No, I never do such a thing.
Now, your benevolence. Let's try to remain rational about this. Maya, did you show that letter to the police?
No. I was afraid that it would anger everybody needlessly. So I was waiting to show it to you, Nick.
Judging by her benevolence reaction, I'd say Maya was right to be worried. Wait, what are... There are a number of places on this letter where there are 3 holes in a row. Are these supposed to be some sort of a message too? Not that we'll be finding out anytime soon, I suspect. Alright, accused, wrap it up.
Guess they had more questions for me.
Yeah, at least I have a better idea of what we're up against now.
Nick, there's something I've been meaning to say. I don't need a lawyer this time.
What are you talking about?
It's just, you know, they have that Defense Culpability Act here in Korean, right? Well, if I'm found guilty, you'll be charged with abetting a criminal.
Maya, thanks for thinking of me, but... Don't worry, Maya. We'll pull through this together, somehow. We always have, haven't we?
Yeah, but we're not in Kansas anymore, you know?
True, and I've been through one trial here already. So I know what I'm getting myself into. We're going to win this one, no matter what. Because I believe in your innocence.
Yeah, I know. We've always won because of your faith in me.
That's right. So it's all aboard the Phoenix Freedom Express.
Thank you, Nick. Well, I'll see you later. Bravado will not save you tomorrow, and by then it will be too late to ask for mercy.
I'm going to beat this charge. You'll see.
I don't care to understand every single word that was spoken. I don't like the sound of that Phoenix Freedom Express one bit.
Wait. Don't tell me you don't know what Freedom Express refers to.
Of course I know. Do not presume to know what I do not know.
I'm no closer to understanding why someone would want the High Priest dead. But given the use of the Warbird dagger and the existence of the warning letter, let's say the rebel hunter disguised as the Lady Kira is the real prime suspect. Might help if I knew a little more about this modern-day Lady Kira. I wonder if anyone has any info on them. Maybe the first thing I should do is to go someplace where locals like to gather. Guess the bazaar is as good a place to start as any. Now, who should I...
I see. So that is what a Freedom Express is.
Consulting her pocket internet again, I see.
Mr. Wright!
That sounds like...
Is Miss Meyer okay? I believe her, Mr. Wright. I know she didn't do it. do you now, boy? Plonker, your benevolence! You mustn't trust in lawyers, you... Are you not the accused from the last trial? Oh,
What's wrong, Albie?
Your benevolence speaks with the, You may speak in the vernacular, little monk. Now, what is your name? Yes, your benevolence. I'll be your guide, your benevolence. Know this, Albie. Your soul is only as clean or as filthy as the company you keep.
I wish you'd stop insinuating that all lawyers are trash.
Please forgive me, your benevolence, but Mr. Wright is a very trustworthy man. And I trust him as a lawyer. What's this? I'm sorry. Forgive my insolence. If a common boy such as he can place his trust in lawyers, it can only be because of my failure at the Hall of Justice the other day. Oh. Mr. Wright, her benevolence has sunken to the ground.
She must really feel responsible for what happened in court that day. Let's give her some breathing room for now. I'm sure she'll be back on her feet in no time. In the meantime, do you mind if I ask you some questions?
Of course not. I'm always glad to help.
So, what have you heard about the rebel hunter that was in the newspaper?
Everyone's overjoyed at her appearance. They say she's the modern-day Lady Kira.
So they're treating this rebel hunter like a mysterious protector of the people, huh?
People have been on edge recently, what with that jailbreak and stuff. I sure hope they catch that escaped prisoner soon.
Escaped prisoner?
Yes, he was one of the vicious rebels that Lady Kira had captured.
So there's a hardened criminal on the loose. And that is bad news.
Yes, but the modern-day Lady Kira is also super amazing. I mean, she takes down big scary rebels all by herself.
Yeah, that's not exactly something just anyone can do. Someone that strong could have easily overpowered and killed the High Priest. And what about that escaped prisoner, Albie? So, what's the escaped prisoner supposed to be like?
They say he's a vicious fiend who serves as Dirk's right-hand man.
Dirk, as in the leader of that rebel group?
Yes, the escapee serves that dreadful master of the Defiant Dragons. They say the prisoner's a former soldier and that he wields a big scary knife. Rumour has it he's a cold-blooded killer to boot.
Sounds like a really dangerous man.
He is, but the police still can't find him, even after an exhaustive search.
Wait, I remember hearing about a prison.
There is a prison at the apex of this mountain.
Prison? Way up there? The prison at the top of the Inner Sanctum's mountain, right? How did he ever break out? How did he even break out?
No one really knows. He supposedly did it without any tools to speak of, too. Some say he must have fallen to his death. Personally, I like to believe he did. Otherwise, something like that terrible incident might happen again.
Terrible incident? What was that about a terrible incident, Albie?
It happened before I was even born, but Queen Amara, the previous queen, was assassinated. And it was the rebel leader Dirk who did it.
The previous queen was assassinated? That's kind of unsettling.
Oh, it was the terrible deed of a heinous sinner. I mean, to take the life of such a gentle queen. Only someone with a dark, defiled soul could have done that.
They really take their queen seriously here. Like god-worshipping level serious. It would take someone pretty bold and blasphemous to assassinate one.
Those defiant dragon rebels are not afraid to do anything to accomplish their goals. That's why, with that escaped prisoner on the loose, who knows who might be killed next?
So that's why the people of Karain are so afraid of that escapee. And why they want the rebel hunter to take him out, along with the other rebels. So, is there anything else you can tell me about the rebel hunter, Lady Kira? Lady Kira Albie?
I was just thinking there was something else, but what was it? Oh yeah, here.
What is it?
Shadoo found it. Why, that's the warbird arrow.
Feeling better now, Your Benevolence?
This is no time to be feeling sorry for myself, for I am the Crown Princess of Karain. Now, let me see that boy. Yes, Your Benevolence. It looks very much like one of the legendary weapons Lady Kira once used in battle.
A three-pronged arrow? I've sworn I've seen something resembling that arrowhead recently. Where did Shadow find it, Albie?
Near Albert Inmy's house.
Near the victim's house, huh? Something tells me I better look into this. Albie, can I ask you to take me to the High Priest's house?
Yes, of course.
Come to think of it, he was married, wasn't he? And his wife is the one who usually plays the part of Lady Kira in the purification rite. I should probably talk to her too. Now, this is where the High Priest lived. Wait a minute. This is where they brought me when my back gave out. The woman in front of the altar, she must be the High Priest's wife. Excuse me.
Yes, may I help you?
I was hoping to speak with the High Priest's wife. Are you she?
Please forgive the intrusion, Lady Bleeb. Oh my, your benevolence. Please be at ease. What a terrible time this must be for you. I owe much to your husband. You have my deepest sympathies for your tragic loss. You honor me with your kind words. Look, dear, the royal priestess has come to visit us. Yes. What's that? Oh, of course.
She's talking with his funeral picture.
My husband too is delighted that the royal priestess has graced us with her presence. You can speak with Abbot in me? No, I don't possess the power to speak with the dead, but I can feel his presence. What's that? No, that can wait till later, dear.
She's definitely speaking with him.
So, your benevolence, what is it that brings you to my humble abode? This lawyer is investigating your husband's death, and I am watching him to ensure he does not tamper with any of the evidence.
I know this must be difficult, but could I ask you some questions? A good friend of mine has fallen under suspicion, you see.
Friend of yours? So then you must be Maya's friend from the States, correct?
That's right.
I'm sorry, but I'm still grieving. Isn't that right, dear? Yes, I know. Abbott and me and his wife were one of the closest and most loving couples in Karain. If she is not ready to talk, I wouldn't allow you to press her any further.
She did just lose the love of her life. It'd be incredibly insensitive of me to force answers out of her right now. I need to talk to her if I want to learn more about the High Priest. Plus, there's the war-bound arrow that Albie found near the house. There's too much I need to find out for me to leave just yet. Would it be okay if I stayed here for a little while?
Bobhead, have you not been listening to a word I said?
Look, Your Benevolence, I'm sorry for her loss, but I'm running out of time. So what I will do is promise to leave if she doesn't change her mind.
Please, let me talk to my husband about this. Yes. I know. No, don't. Not in front of the Royal Priestess. Now, if you will excuse me.
What the heck were they even talking about?
You have but poured salt on my wounds. This is precisely why you lawyers are so despised.
Ugh. I was just trying to help Maya's case. I didn't mean to hurt Miss Emine.
Could it be that you actually possess a conscience?
Of course I do. But I'm also desperate for information.
So, what do you plan to do now?
Pass the time by looking around the room, I guess, and see if she changes her mind.
Just see that you do not touch anything you should not.
I guess I should watch what I touch then, just in case Princess Rafa gets mad at me. This looks like a wastebasket. Hey, there's an envelope sticking out. There are 3 holes in a row near the top. Where have I seen holes like these before?
Scrounging around in other people's garbage like some stray dog. You are a pitiful creature indeed.
What does it say here? Say what you will, but I've got a job to do.
It says, to the High Priest. You cannot even read. You're even more pitiful than I had thought.
Thanks, and I will keep your words of wisdom in mind, Your Benevolence. So I should have studied some Chinese before I came. So the envelope was addressed to the High Priest, huh? But it's empty. Still, there's something about it. I better hang on to it. Oh, it's a wanted poster for the rebel escapee everyone's talking about.
What? Let me see that.
That's horrible. Senior member of the insurgent leadership and former paratrooper of a foreign land, wanted for crimes against the kingdom, considered armed and dangerous. So he's ex-military, huh?
His appearance alone exudes menace. He must be captured at once.
Something wrong?
Bounty is 3 million dharmas. Money that comes out of people's tax payments. I shall have it lowered to about 1 million dharmas.
You seem unexpectedly concerned with the people's welfare.
Unexpectedly? How rude. Yana has always taught me that kingdoms that do not value its people come to ruin. As Crown Princess, it is only natural that I care for my people.
About sending some of that kindness this way.
Well, I suppose I could. If you quit being a lawyer and paid taxes to our kingdom, that is.
Oh well, it was worth a shot. This game looks kinda like checkers or chess.
You mean to say you have never heard of Kachudima? I've heard people describe it as Pyrenees chess.
So two players take turn moving their pieces in a bid to capture the Eldest King?
Not quite. In Kachudinama, the object is the utter annihilation of your opponent. Furthermore, each piece has a special move that can only be used once per game.
Special moves. Sounds like a game right up Maya's alley. Still samurai patch on this bag. Guess the bag must be Maya's. She probably left it here while she was performing that rite. What a magnificent altar.
Of course it is magnificent. It is the Holy Mother, after all.
The Holy Mother. Is she that faceless figure there?
Such insolence. How do you not know Her Holiness is on who Her Holiness is on sight? Do you seek to cross over into the Twilight Realm right this instant?
Sorry, it won't happen again.
This is why lawyers are so despised. Now listen well. Depicting Her Holiness's face is the greatest taboo in all of Kuranism. There are none alive today who know what her face really looks like. And that includes the members of the royal family.
There's an unusual custom. It's got to be one hang of a secret if even the royal family can't know what she looks like. What is this scary looking spiky thing?
It is a floor cushion for heightening a practitioner's mental focus. Your ignorance astounds me. There is not a soul in Kurain who would not recognize this.
Floor cushion? You mean you're supposed to sit on this?
How else would you suggest it be used?
Looks like a torture device to me. Is this a piece of art of some sort?
What a beautiful orb.
Something the matter?
Barbed head, take one step back.
Okay, done. Did you spot something?
Yes, your dismal reflection. It was ruining the orb's beauty.
Did you have to put it like that, your benevolence? Booster of the mountains? Oh, the Inner Sanctum mountain is featured against the other towering mountain peaks.
Those beautiful mountains are known as the roof of Kurain. I see they've even included Mount Pony in that poster.
Mount Pony? Is that the smaller peak to the left?
Known as the Little Sanctum, it is just west of the Inner Sanctum. Is it not also beautiful? But I suppose a lawyer with a defiled soul such as you could not perceive such beauty.
No, that's not true. I think it's absolutely stunning. Isn't this that Justice Minister I met? There's the woman in the picture next to him. She looks really important. Could she be the Queen of Karain? What show is this?
It is the Plumed Punisher, warrior of Neo Twilight Realm. It's based on Lady Kira, and it's the #1 action hero show in Karain.
Plumed Punisher? Warrior of Neo Twilight Realm?
Yes, it is an entirely original show created right here in our kingdom.
I'm not so sure about its originality, given its overall look in that theme song.
Is something the matter?
Well, it's just we have an action hero show back home that is really similar to this. I'm guessing this shows why Myers is so into Lady Kira. Honestly, the theme song is exactly the same as the one from Myers' favourite show. It's still Samurai, Warrior of Neo Old Tokyo. It's a popular action hero series filmed right in LA. Set in a city known as Neo Old Tokyo. It pits the Steel Samurai in mortal combat against his nemesis, the Evil Magistrate. Myers collected DVDs and merchandise from that series as long as I've known her. Plume Punisher seems awfully similar to the Steel Samurai.
The Plume Punisher originated here, in Karain. Is that clear, Barbed Head?
Yes, your benevolence? Note to self, never suggest that again.
Lady Believe has not had a change of heart, and simply waiting shall not change that.
Can't we just wait a little longer? Wonder if she'll ever open up.
Oh, you're still here. Lady Believe?
Missing me, do you think you're ready to talk?
Is it okay with you, dear? Yes? Yes, I will let him know. Lady Believe, you don't have to speak to this lawyer if it is not your wish. No, it's quite all right. If my husband was still with us, he would say... As much as it pains me to have my lovely wife speak on such matters, if it would help find the truth, then ask whatever you may.
Okay. I'll take you up on your generous offer. Wait, did Miss Inmate call herself lovely just now?
Well, whatever are you waiting for? Ask your questions quickly, so your departure may be just as swift.
Yes, of course. Do you have any idea why your husband might have been killed? Was he acting differently or doing anything out of the ordinary lately?
No, I don't recall anything of the sort.
This is really difficult. Did anybody have a grudge against him?
He was a kind man, and one of peace. He would never do anything that would cause someone to bear a grudge against him.
These are Cyclops? This means Missing Me is trying to hide something from me. This is the Magatama Maya gave me all those years ago. It's a really amazing power. Reacts when someone is hiding something. Allows me to see their Cyclops that are holding that person's mind shut. Whenever I see any, I only have to touch my Magatama to try and unlock them. Unlocking them all usually allows me to coax the truth out of someone.
Take that!
Cyclops. They appear when I asked her whether anyone held a grudge against her husband. That must mean that Missing Me thought of someone who just might have such a grudge. Let's just stir the pot a little and see what happens. Missing Me, I have an idea who your husband's real killer might be.
That would be Maya, would it not?
No, of course not. It has to be someone with a motive to kill him. This is who I believe had a reason to kill your husband. Meet Kira. It was the rebel hunter disguised as Lady Kira. Everyone's talking about her.
I know not of what you speak.
Really? Because she even made the front page recently.
I am but a humble servant of Lady Kira. What reason would she have to kill someone as insignificant as I?
Actually, I have something that just might show why Lady Kira would kill Abbott and me.
Take that!
This is a letter of warning from Lady Kira. Maya found it. It was in the inner sanctum, and only Maya and your husband were there at the time. This letter reached its intended recipient, your husband, the High Priest, didn't it?
And how do you know Maya wasn't lying to you? Because I've never seen that letter before, and I doubt my husband ever did either.
Sorry, but I have evidence that proves this warning was meant for your husband.
Take that!
What's that?
It's an envelope addressed to the High Priest. The warning letter was delivered to your husband inside this, wasn't it?
What nonsense is this? How can you prove the warning was delivered in this envelope?
There's got to be some way to prove it. Wait a second. Didn't the envelope and the warning letter have something in common? I think there just might be something that links the envelope to the warning letter.
There is?
Yes, and that proof is right here on the warning letter. This spot on the warning letter proves that it was delivered in that envelope. Doesn't matter which 3 holes.
Take that!
The 3 holes in the envelope are in the same shape and arrangement as the holes in the warning letter. And if you fold the letter in thirds and place it in the envelope, the holes line up. As for what made the holes, I believe it was this.
Take that!
They were made by this warbird arrow, one of the weapons favoured by Lady Kira. The warning was folded in thirds and placed in the envelope and addressed to the High Priest, and delivered to your husband on the points of this arrow. Are you ready to tell me the truth now?
I admit the warning was sent to my husband, but he was not an insurgent.
And why did you keep it a secret?
Because the authorities might have suspected him of being one if I hadn't.
I guess that makes sense. The rebel hunter was after him. I can see how people might at least suspect.
We are a Kernist kingdom. As such, rising up against the monarchy is the same as blaspheming Kuranism itself.
Your husband was a devout priest of Kuranism. And you feared that his good name would be tarnished if the warning went public?
Yes.
That makes sense. But is it the honest truth? What if the High Priest really was a rebel? A rebel hunter would have had a motive to kill him. Still... This just doesn't feel like the right time to ask her about it. Could you tell me a little more about the warning?
It arrived about 3 days before the purification rite. When we woke that morning, it was already there by the side of our bed.
It was by the side of your bed?
Yes, we had the whole house locked up tight. And yet, someone still managed to slip in. Oh, it was so frightening, wasn't it, dear?
But you didn't contact the police? Because you didn't want them to suspect your husband of being a rebel?
That's right. If only we had told the police, maybe Trist would have still be alive today. Oh, lovely wife. No need to fret, my dear. My only regret is that I left you all alone. Barbed head, that is quite enough.
Yes, you're probably right. Missing me, I'm sorry to have bothered you at such a difficult time.
Don't be silly. I'm happy if I helped.
I have helped.
Your benevolence. May you swiftly shine light upon the truth. Barbed head. You seem bent on casting suspicion upon Lady Kira. And by doing so, you seek to deflect the blame from the real killer, Maya Fey. And that is the only logical conclusion.
Oh, I'm in no position to disprove her at this point. Only I could find something to support my theory that the High Priest was a rebel. The only other person who might know more about Abbott and me would be Maya. They might be done questioning her by now. Maybe I'll stop by the detention center.
My mother has said what? Seems I must go.
Did something happen?
Yes, my mother has decreed that a rite shall be held for the High Priest's passing, and that she shall conduct the prayer of lamentation therein. Her Eminence has so decreed, has she? Oh, but she should not concern herself with a humble priest like my husband. No, it is only natural, considering his meritorious service. There. The rite will be held at the palace. You are to accompany me there at once, Lady Believe. Thank you, Your Benevolence. My husband is most delighted too.
How wonderful for you, missing me. Direct decree from the Queen. Must be quite an honour.
Barbed head, you are coming as well.
Huh? But I don't have much time left to investigate.
As the one charged with monitoring you, you must remain within my sight at all times. Besides, it will take but a moment. Now come along.
Ugh, arguing the point will probably just make things worse for me. I'd better let her have her way this time.
Welcome, Lady Believe.
So this is the Queen of Karain.
What is wrong with you, barbed head? Show some respect.
Huh? Oh, should I bow or prostrate myself?
No, it is quite all right. Stay as you are. Mother. Your Eminence, I would like to give thanks to you. You honor both me and my husband. His exemplary service deserves to be honored. Oh, but what a terribly trying time this must be for you, Lady Believe. May my prayer comfort your soul, and that of your dearly departed husband. Nothing would please me more. Oh, your Eminence, your words are wasted on my humble husband and I.
That's what I call a commanding presence.
So, you are the lawyer of whom my daughter speaks.
Yes, Your Eminence. I'm so very honoured to make your noble acquaintanceship. I'm humbled to bask in your resplendence. Did I overdo it? No idea how to talk to a queen.
May the Holy Mother's blessing be upon you. Now then, Lady Believe, let us go to the Chamber of Prayer. Rafa, you are to accompany us too. Yes, Mother.
Wow, the queen is seriously something else. The prayer of lament, huh? Don't see how that'll do any good. It's Justice Minister Inga. Who are you, buddy?
Nice to meet you again, Minister Inga.
Again? Have we met?
I'm Phoenix Wright. We met in the accused lobby the other day.
Alright, blue suit, jagged hair. You're that lawyer who brought my daughter down a peg or two.
Your daughter?
Yeah, Raper.
It's Princess Rafer's father? So he's Queen Garan's husband.
You're planning on sticking your fat nose in this mess too?
The accused is a good friend of mine.
And like I said the last time, you better watch yourself, see?
Do you mind if I ask you a few questions?
Want to question me?
That would be great.
Well, you got balls for a lawyer. Guess I can play along a bit. But I've got things to do, see, so we'll have to talk while I work.
I wanted to let you know that I'll be the defense lawyer in this case too.
Oh, don't say I didn't warn you. You only won last time because that idiotic prosecutor filed false charges. But it's going to be different this time. I've got Corain's top prosecutor on this one, see?
I don't care who I go up against. I'm going to prove my client innocent.
You haven't forgotten that little thing called the Defense Culpability Act, have you? Run this one, and you'll suffer the same fate as the accused.
How could I forget?
Ah, you lawyers are all the same. You strut your stuff till the DC Act comes down hard. Then you start begging and pleading for your lives. It's really hard to watch, I tell you.
Well, I don't plan on letting it come to that. Were you the one who wrote the Defense Culpability Act?
Maybe I did, maybe I didn't. What's it to you? Either way, as Justice Minister, I'm going to enforce the thing. It started as a way to counter the dirty tricks of your trade, like falsified evidence. But it turned out to be quite handy. Efficient, even.
Handy?
Efficient? Yeah, it made my job real easy. Any goons who cross me or the Garan administration are gonna get just what they deserve, especially those rebel scum. You can get away with that here? Better watch your mouth, lawyer. I enforce the law in Korean Sea. And being that I'm the Queen's husband, that makes me king. No. I'm pretty sure the Queen is the boss around here. Go on, say what you're thinking so I can charge you with less magistracy. I can't get myself arrested now. Listen up, lawyer. We got a low crime rate and a populace that lives in peace. And that's all thanks to the DC Act. So I don't want to hear any more lip about it. But I can't defend my clients unless I speak my mind. Even without the DC Act, Dirk and his insurgent scum buddies' days are numbered. What's that supposed to mean? Let's just say I got a little trick up my sleeve, so I'd watch it if I were you. Cause you got a defiant attitude, like one of them dragon dupes. Say, White, you know what these are? No? What? Orders of execution. They really pile up if I start slacking off. What? And tomorrow, I'll have even more work to do, processing the one for your little friend. And, if you really do defend her, I'll have to add one more to the pile for you. But you're not stupid enough to waste your life on that criminal, are you? Don't worry, I'll make sure to lighten your workload, Inga. I won't give you a single execution order to sign tomorrow.
I have returned, Barbed Head.
Your benevolence, are you done with the rite?
Yes, it was performed flawlessly. Lady Believe stayed behind to speak with Mother.
I hope this will appease her sorrow, even if just a little.
So, you have been speaking with my father?
Yes, you could say that.
My father is a great man. He works tirelessly to keep the peace in our kingdom. Korean, as it stands today, owes everything to the efforts of my mother and my father. You should feel deeply honoured. Under normal circumstances, they would have never spoken so readily with a lawyer.
Yes, of course. Seems Rafa doesn't know what her father is really like. Well, now that we're done here, let's go see if I can talk to Maya now.
Oh, it's you, Nick.
Maya, are you okay? The questioning wasn't too harsh, was it?
No, I'm alright. How about you? Make any progress?
Well, I haven't found any conclusive evidence that could prove your innocence. But I have a small lead.
Really?
But for right now, I'd like to ask you about the High Priest.
Sure, ask away. By the way, what's the princess doing with you still, Nick? Doesn't she have anything better to do?
Doesn't seem like it.
I heard that. How rude. Of course I have many other things I could be doing.
It's just a thought, but do you think the High Priest could have been a rebel?
A rebel? Why would you ever think that?
Because if he was, then the rebel hunter lady, Kira, would have had a motive to kill him.
What?
Uh-oh, Princess Rafa overheard me.
What idiocy is this? Happening me a rebel? It is beyond the pale. My mother has offered the prayer of lament to his soul. That is the sort of person he was.
Alright. I was just raising the possibility.
I will not listen to such tomfoolery.
She stormed out. Oh well, nothing we can do about that. Do you recall the High Priest doing anything suspicious?
Come to think of it, he seemed unusually restless during the rite. He kept glancing up at the sky, though I have no idea why.
He was restless and kept looking up at the sky. That doesn't really tell us much, does it? Anything else come to mind?
Sorry, that's about it.
Guess this is all I'm going to learn about the High Priest right now. Oh, but there is one thing I should follow up on.
I want to keep my spirit channeling ability a secret while I'm here, Nick.
What? Why?
I'll, explain later.
Princess Rafer gone, this might be my only chance. Maya, about what you said earlier. Why can't you tell anyone you're able to channel spirits?
Oh, that. You know how all the queens are also spirit mediums here?
I heard. It was kind of a shock at first, though.
In Coronism, spirit channeling is a secret art that can only be performed by the queen. No one else is supposed to be able to do it.
I see. So spirit channeling is a symbol of power or authority, then, in that sense. I can see why it would look bad if a nobody from another country were able to do it too.
Spirit channeling in the Korean tradition was developed from a Koreanese style that was brought to the US via Japan. But it seems like my clan's spiritual power is greater than that of the average Koreanese. It may be a quirk due to how our lifestyles diverge, but I don't really know.
So spirit channeling is a power possessed only by the Queens of Karain, and it's a power that somehow made its way down the line to Maya. And I guess that makes Queen Garan and Princess Rafer distant relatives of Maya's.
Anyway, it's not like there's some kind of rule about it. It's just, I'd rather not have it become an issue or anything. That's why mediums who come here to train hide the fact that they can channel spirits.
I see. I had no idea it was so complicated.
Either way, training here is a must to fulfill the qualifications needed to become the master.
And what is this qualification to become the master?
To be able to channel spirits of one's own volition and without fail every time. Like, remember how my spirit channeling was always hit or miss? I only ever succeeded about 30% of the time.
Yeah, it was more like spirits possessed her as opposed to her channeling them. So you can do it every single time now, whenever you want?
Yep. At least, I think.
You think?
Well, I haven't actually tried channeling anyone since I completed my training here. But once I get back home, I plan on taking the final spirit medium test. I'll have to try channeling one spirit after another in a marathon channeling session.
Only those who pass the test are worthy of becoming the master.
Yeah, but I know I can do it. I'm going to ace the test and become the next master. After all, I can't let my clan and the other villagers down.
Right. Why is the next big home of Korean village? That's got to be a lot of pressure. So, speaking of similarities, I've noticed another similarity between our countries besides spirit channeling. I saw a show on TV earlier that reminded me of the Steel Samurai.
Oh, you must mean the Plume Punisher, warrior of Neo Twilight Realm. So you've already seen the Plume Punisher. You really don't miss a beat.
Actually, it was her benevolence who told me all about it.
There is not a single person in Korean who does not know of it.
Oh, your benevolence. You're back.
As the Royal Priestess, I am charged with monitoring your movements. So, I've changed my mind. In order to fulfill my duty, I must not avert my ears, not even from your blasphemous theories.
A sense of duty is commendable. I wouldn't mind if she backed off a bit.
Great timing, Your Benevolence. There's actually something I wanted to show off to the both of you.
Show off? Maya sure seems excited all of a sudden.
Yep. Ta-da!
What's that?
It's an ultra-rare Plume Punisher strap. There's only one of them in the whole world. It was specially made to promote the TV show. You're the owner of this strap?
Don't tell me you're a Plume Punisher fan, you two, Your Benevolence.
No, of course not. Only little children watch that show. I have no interest in such things.
Right.
No, I'm telling the truth.
Sure, just leave it at that. So, how did you get your hands on that, Maya?
I found a kindred spirit in the Plume Punisher fan here in Korean. It resulted in an exchange of cultures transcending national borders.
And by cultural exchange, you mean you swap TV show promo merchandise?
You bet. I traded my Steel Samurai watch for this strap. It's a super rare watch that plays the Steel Samurai theme song when the alarm goes off. My newfound Kyrinese friend was so happy I got this one-of-a-kind strap in return.
I guess there are people like that wherever you go, even here in Korean.
Watch this. When you press the Nagatama on her belt, it plays the show's theme song.
Sounds just like the Steel Samurai theme song.
What are you talking about? Can't you hear the folk instruments in the intro and the exotic tones throughout? Plus, the Steel Samurai has Japanese taiko drums that go... da-da-da-dum in the intro.
Right. Guess my ears just aren't as good as yours.
Anyway, I have this amazing idea for a new show. The Plume Punisher versus the Steel Samurai. I'm going to totally go pitch it to some TV station when I get back home. It's going to be a huge hit.
Right. Your Benevolence?
I have no interest in such things.
Well, if nothing else, talking about the Plume Punisher has thankfully seemed to cheer Maya up a bit. It's getting late. Try to get some sleep, okay? Maya, and leave tomorrow to me.
Okay, thanks, Nick.
I think I've covered just about everything. Time to head back to the temple and go over everything I've learned so far. It's getting late. Won't be long till sundown.
Mr. Wright, Your Benevolence. Are you done with your investigation for today?
Pretty much. Thought I'd go over what I learned so far. Care to join me?
Yes, please allow me to help.
Okay. First we know that the High Priest received a warning 3 days ago. It's from someone claiming to be Lady Kira, and it told him not to perform the rite.
That's right. It was that rebel hunter. But what of it?
And that's what I'm not sure of yet. Why would Lady Kira want to stop the rite?
If you could solve that mystery.
Right, I could figure out a motive for threatening the High Priest. It might be the break I need, but I just don't know enough right now to act on that lead.
How unfortunate for you, Barbed Head. Your only hope is pure speculation. That shall not stand up in the Hall of Justice. You have no actual proof of Lady Kira's involvement in this crime after all.
The warning letter alone can't prove who killed the High Priest.
I'll give you one last chance to withdraw before you are charged under the DC Act. Your benevolence! While it is true you did not forge or suppress any evidence, that is perhaps a product of my careful monitoring of your every move.
I wasn't planning to do anything like that in the first place, Your Benevolence. But I am going to prove Maya's innocence within the confines of the law.
How can you be so sure you will?
Because of my undying faith in my clients. That is a lawyer's greatest weapon.
What nonsense! You have chosen to dig your own grave. When next we meet, it shall be in the Hall of Justice. As Royal Priestess, it is my duty to reveal the truth through divination seance. This time, I will prove that the insights I glean thereof are the very truth itself. Prepare yourself, for this shall be your last trial, and your last rites. Tomorrow shall end with you under the headsman's axe.
Tomorrow, I'll be defending Maya in that so-called Hall of Justice again. That whole seance thing makes trials here completely different from those back home. Plus, I don't have a shred of conclusive evidence. On the other hand, I've got plenty of confessions and anxiety to spare. I'll have to think of something. After all, I'm the only lawyer in all of Karain. I have to do this. I will do this. I'll prove Maya's innocence if it's the last thing I do. Ah, okay. Right. That's the day one investigation done. So, that's where we stop here for now. And we'll be back tomorrow with hopefully all of the first part of the trial, although how they've been going so far, I wouldn't exactly hold my breath. But I can hope. For now though, bye!